Hello, welcome to Algorithms. My name is Saurabh, and today we are going to discuss about container security in Azure Security Center. And let me tell you that Azure Security Center provides three different resource types when it comes to container security. So one scenario is when your Docker is running in a virtual machine. The second one is Azure Kubernetes cluster, and the third one is a registry. In all three scenarios, so for instance, if your Docker container is running in a virtual machine, so Security Center scans your Docker configuration, gives you visibility about any in configurations it figures out, and it also gives you the list of failed rules that were assessed. Okay, and let's get into the presentation. So we are going to talk about three different areas: vulnerability management, environment hardening, and runtime protection. In vulnerability management, what happens, so number one, what you need to do is, first of all, you need to have a standard tier of Security Center. Then you have to enable container registries bundle, and after that, every time a new image is pushed, Security Center scans that image using a scanner from a vendor called Qualys. If any issues are found by Qualys or Security Center, you get notified in the Security Center dashboard. Okay, and for every vulnerability, it provides you actionable recommendation along with the severity classification and guidance on how to remediate the issue. You can also filter and classify findings from the scanner, so it is more flexibility, what is important, what is not important from the image health perspective. Environment hardening, so this is all about continuous monitoring of your Docker configuration. So if you have heard about Center for Internet Security, so they what they do is they issue benchmarks for different operating systems and different tools. So Center for Internet Security has issued Docker benchmark. So Security Center has included the entire rule set of CIS Docker benchmark and alerts you if your containers don't satisfy any of those controls. And when it finds misconfiguration, Security Center generates security recommendations. So that helps you in terms of how you remediate. Okay, and when you are exploring the issues of a VM, Security Center provides additional information about the containers on the machine. Such information includes like Docker version and the number of images running on the host, so on and so forth, to get you an idea. And these CIS benchmark checks will not run on Azure Kubernetes managed instances or Databricks managed instances. So this is an important point that you have to remember. Again, I'm repeating the sentence. These CIS benchmark that I just mentioned, Center of Internet Security, Docker and benchmarks, will not run on AKS managed instances or Databricks managed instances. Continuous monitoring of Kubernetes cluster. So it works with so Security Center works with the Azure Kubernetes service, and it constantly monitors the configuration of your AKS cluster, generates recommendations aligned with industry standards, and so on and so forth. Pretty simple and straightforward. Runtime protection. So runtime protection actually it is more about real-time threat detection. So Security Center provides threat protection for your containerized environment and generate alerts for suspicious activities, and it happens at two levels. So one protection is at the host level and the second protection is at the AKS, Azure Kubernetes cluster level. So host level, what happens, the log and analytics agent monitors Linux for any suspicious activity, and the agent trigger alerts for suspicious activities originating from the node or container running on it. And examples could be including web shell detection and connection with the known suspicious IP addresses. For a deeper dig into security of your containerized environment, agent also monitors container specific analytics. Okay, And if you choose not to install the agents on your host, you will only receive a subset of threat protection benefits and security alerts. Okay, you don't get the full-fledged what I explained just now. So you have to install that agent on your host. Okay, and if you would like to know the list of alerts, and if you want to make any changes, you can go to Microsoft website, and there is a list of uh, table of alerts that you can refer, or I'll just publish a link in my YouTube video, so you can just click on that link and you can get access to the exact list of AKS host level alerts. Then AKS cluster level threat protection is based on analyzing Kubernetes audit logs. We all know that when it runs Kubernetes generate audit logs. To enable this, agentless monitoring, add the Kubernetes option to your subscription. So you need to have that option enabled, so it doesn't come by default. And to generate alerts at this level, Security Center monitors your AKS managed services using the logs retrieved by AKS. So example of events could be, and and all these events are actually exposed at Kubernetes dashboards, creation of high privilege roles, and the creation of sensitive mounts. But Security Center generates security alerts for Azure Kubernetes service actions and deployments occurring after the Kubernetes option is enabled on the subscription setting, as I said. So these are the important points that I'm highlighting, because unless you enable that feature, you won't get those alerts. So it's very important. Those who are watching this presentation, if they have DevOps environment using Azure, and they are using Dockers, you should reach out to your ops team and have a discussion with them about these features and these options, and what is the cost associated with it based upon your company, or what you are running, the size of your environment. So there are so many factors, because as I said, runtime protection happens at two levels. So you need to, if you want to enable at both the levels, um, you need to have that discussion and have a proper plan along with your security team, in order to make sure that they are aware of it. Because most of the time security teams are aware about these benchmarks, but how to implement them is a kind of a far off scenario for them. So it is nowadays, that is more of a like they have to understand the tools, not just the scanning tools, but the security controls, how to implement. And the most important thing is the cloud, because a lot of organizations are moving to cloud, so they have to be pretty much updated on different features and different options which are available on the cloud. Otherwise you miss on one or two important aspect, and then those are the things attackers are exploiting these days. So I guess this is it from my side. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave comments in the comment section. Have a great day.